Hey, what is going on? Whiskey Wednesday night on the Mash and Drum. We are here live. We got a lot of fun stuff coming out tonight, guys. A lot of fun stuff we're going to be tasting through. What is going on? I'm Jason C., your host tonight here on the Mash and Drum. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, do all the things that you need to do to help grow the channel. Appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. Tonight we have some really cool bottles. I'm looking right at them, and I can't even figure out what the hell they are. We have the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, which is going to be, this is the regular release that's going to be hitting shelves. I know people are kind of going bananas, pun intended, to try to get some of these, but everyone has to remember that those are going to be eventually make their way, nationwide. Probably trickle out very slowly, but they will be out there. The latest Bookers. This is Charlie's batch, which we spoke about last week. So want to thank my buddy Todd Ritter for grabbing me that one. And this curious bottle was was down in Kentucky over the weekend, or last week, towards the end of the week. And saw this bottle in Justin's House of Bourbon. I've been seeing it a lot. It's the Moonlight Mayhem, which is it's from a brand called Filmland Spirits. And I don't know, I just love the label. It's kind of got this old school horror movie theme to it. This is the extended cut, which is basically, it's barrel proof. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Apparently it's off profile NGP. So I want to see how off profile it is. So we'll taste that tonight. We have a blind tasting to do from Rebecca Page in the chat. It's drummer themed, which I think is friggin' awesome. So we'll have fun with that. And I figure this will be what I would like to do with you guys is talk a little bit about some live head-to-heads you want me to do. So we'll take some suggestions in the comments. If you want me to do, I don't know, the Bardstown Plantation versus the new Bardstown Foursquare blend, or a couple of others. It's your call tonight. We'll do a couple head-to-heads, and yeah, we'll just have some fun. We'll talk some news. We'll talk some other stuff going on. It's going to be a packed show tonight. So everybody, what the hell is going on? Let me go over to the chat, see how everybody's doing. Warren Smith, what's going on? He says he's really interested in the Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye. Danny Lynn in the house, and greetings all blind squirrels in the house. What's going on, buddy? Eric Gunderson, ham turkey in the house. There's Rebecca Page. Nice to see you. Thanks for the flight. Justin Jenkins in the house. He's got a little rare breed non-chill filtered in the glass. I like that a lot. Bo's Wine Guy is here. Russ L in the house. Dave Markowski. Chris P. Bacon. What's going on, man? Let's see. Jason Paul is here. Love Boat Captain in the house. Tim Cornet. Mark Hoyle. Saucy Shane. Popham is in the house, guys. Please give Popham to watch him a watch. Subscribe. Toshi Bake in the house. What's going on, man? Whiskey Juice in the house. John Perclay's here. Joe Combs II. Brian Shuba. T. Jarrett. Got to see him down in Kentucky over the weekend. Nice to see you, man. Jason W. Tim Evans. The Average Drinker. Dara the Legend herself is here in the chat. What is going on, Dara? Everybody subscribe to The Average Drinker. Ben Drammond. Fred Gillett. Let's see. Giselle's Boston in the house. Roscoe P. Coltrane. And I need to, I already saw some super chats come through. Oh, no, we have Average Whiskey Drinker. Ooh, Average Whiskey Drinker. Dara just became a member. Awesome. Thank you so much. Keno's not feeling well. Tonight's a NyQuil night. Giselle's Bourbon with the first super chat of the night. Had a day, bourbon all day. Hung out with a few friends. Also, manager Total Wine. Got a whiskey hookup. Cheers, Jason. It's always good to have a whiskey hookup. Bourbon Bill's here. Yeah, that's right, Dara. Friggin' legend. All right. So, man, what do we start with tonight? So, first and foremost, I want to thank the Central Ohio Whiskey Society, better known as COWS. If any of you guys are watching, if there are any members, let me know in the chat. They sent me this shirt to rock during the live stream tonight and, going forward. So thanks for you guys. They do some amazing events here and around Ohio. They had Dan McKee from Michter's come in. They've had Greg Metz from Old El come in. I mean, these guys are getting some big names from the whiskey verse to come in and speak and taste their whiskeys. So cheers to you guys, and thanks so much for the t-shirts. Rebecca Page, what shoes are you rocking tonight already? What shoes? Shmi, this is actually a large. Just been working out, so hopefully it's you know, I might need an extra large soon. No, I don't want to get that big. Tom Isaac says, would love to see you interview John Hargrove, left Barton to start PBC, not starting his own. Now, oh, that's actually a good call out. I'm going to have to remember that one. So tonight I'm rocking a what do we got here? This one might be, some people in the chat might hate these sneakers. I'm just saying. But these are my New York Mets Nike Dunks. Check these babies out. So these are completely, so they actually released these along with a Philadelphia Phillies pair, which I thought was really interesting. So what's kind of unique here is on the back, they have this little pink splotch, which makes it look like you were walking around in the at the stadium and you stepped in some bubble gum, which I thought was pretty hilarious. On the tongue, it's got the New York Big Apple on the tongue. So I don't know. I mean, when I saw a New York Mets themed sneaker, like, I'm not going to get that. Yeah, I got that. So, yep. Yeah, so those are Nike Dunks. They're not actually, they're not, you know, Nike OG ones or anything like that. So, but they're super comfortable. These are probably some of the most comfortable Nikes I have, especially, you know, when it comes to like mid tops, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what I'm rocking tonight. And just for all the patrons that are here watching, work out nothing but calves and saying double bass speed. It's a good idea. I feel like I always work out my calves doing the double bass. Jason, what Tennessee whiskeys have you not had at this point that you know of? Tennessee whiskeys? That's a good question. There's probably a few distilleries I haven't gotten to try yet. I mean, I feel like I've had all the main ones. There might be some sneaky ones in there I haven't had. You know, some of them that I would like to have more of is, you know, like stuff from you know, damn, I can't, how come it's like the name, who makes Old Dominic's. I would love to try more stuff from Old Dominic's. I have the Hulling Station. I like that one a lot, but I know their stuff has gotten better as it's gotten older. I would like to try more of that stuff. Haven't had a chance to try more of that. Nick B, Smoke Wagon, Winter Oak, JD12, and Jack Daniel Barrel Proof Rye. 3 different stores. I'll buy a lotto ticket, but my luck is used up for the year. Cheers. Damn, Nick, you had yourself a day. Did you get a Jack 12, Jason? Yes, I did. I did get a Jack 12. Yep. As a Mets fan, is the Philly shoes covered in shit versus bubblegum? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't buy the, you know, I hate to admit it, but the colorway for the Phillies one is like that light powder blue with the dark maroon. It's, you know, as much as I hate the Phillies, I like when they wear those uniforms, and the sneaker match those uniforms. I thought they actually looked kind of cool if you're a Philly fan. In addition to Sagamore, what distilleries do you recommend in PA? In PA, you mean Maryland? Because Sagamore's in Maryland, not Pennsylvania. I mean, they're close by, but I can't say I've had a lot of stuff from, you know, outside of Sagamore from Maryland, to be honest. I think there's Old Road Spirits or Old something, Old Line. Is there an Old Line, I think, in Maryland? They had pretty decent stuff. Anyway, this is the newest Match and Journey rye selection. That's going to be coming out this weekend, I believe, for the patrons. I have not tried this yet. So we picked this a long time ago, and I have not tried it since. You know, the bigger the distillery, the longer it takes for these picks to come in. This one was no exception. 115 proof. It's about 6 years old. So cheers, guys. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. I want to try this out here tonight. I got to get some... Oh, wait. So we have average whiskey drinker, and then we have the average whiskey. Then we have the average drinker and average whiskey drinker. That's going to be confusing. I keep like thinking it's the same person. It's not. Shit. Foregate Whiskey. Hey, what's up, Chris? Nice to see you, man. I was down at the Foregate event last week and got to hang out with the Bourbon Junkies. Got to hang out. Obviously, Scott, my partner in crime, the Hawk, was there. Top Whiskey was there, and I don't know, a bunch of people. It was awesome. Chad from It's Bourbon Night was there. We got to try basically all the new expressions that Four Gate released, including the Mizunara cask, which actually might be my favorite of the entire lineup. As good as that Kelvin Collab 5 is, that Mizunara is something special. So, all right. Let's go into here. This is I haven't tried this in forever, but this is a sweet rye. I mean, it's a Kentucky rye, being Knob Creek. These are just barely ryes, guys. I mean, these are like 50, 51, 52% rye on the mash bill for these. Let's give it a try, guys. Cheers. Yep, you can see why we picked that. That's kind of a flavor bomb right there. Oh, man, the finish on that, too. The Master Drum, I'm a huge fan of the Mizunara. It's my favorite for the set of releases. Don't sleep on that one, folks. Yeah, the only problem with that one, it's $250 compared to $200 like the rest of them. Man, for 115 proof, that thing drinks easy, but it's got this sneaky long finish on it. Brown sugar, dense. I'm going to keep that one aside because I'm going to keep sipping on that one. Digging that one. So I got to ask you guys, anybody here in Ohio that's watching, anybody get lucky in the lottery this past week? I missed my number by 1. It's the closest I've ever gotten. So like whatever my number was, it was like, 68144 or whatever it was. But somebody that won was like 68145. I was 1 number off. It was the closest I had ever gotten to winning anything from the OHLQ lottery. Anybody get lucky in the chat? I'm curious. Did Sean Paisley get any sun? No, man, it was cloudy all weekend. There was no sun. Ready for this KC rye? Not a huge rye guy, but had some banger pig. Spit out my rare breed rye and blind. Yeah, I think this would actually beat that out too, to be honest, Justin, because I think this has a little bit more depth than, the rare breed rye is great, but it's just basically creamsicle. This has a little bit more oak, a little bit more depth. What's up, Donald Rance? Mizunara cask seems to be the in vogue cask finishing right now. Yeah, it's true. And the price variation for Mizunara cask are all over the place. You see them for like $250 to $500. Then some people are having them like $80. The price variance is all over the place, especially like in Scotch. And I don't know. Mizunara is an extremely expensive cask. The trees are hundreds of years old. They're a very difficult tree to make a barrel out of. The wood is porous. It's a pain in the ass to make a Mizunara cask. That's why the whiskey's so expensive. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Let's see here. Along with the Old Forester 1920, Knob Creek is often overlooked. I totally agree. I still think Knob Creek is one of the, I wouldn't say Old Forester 1920 is overlooked. I just think people don't talk about it a lot anymore because it seems to be always one of the top available go-to bourbons. That's readily available. Or people, I don't know, you guys tell me, if you kind of lost your interest with Old Forester 1920, the last couple that I've had, I think have gone more banana. It's lost like the cherry chocolate and it's gone into more of like a typical Old Forester banana like note to it. And I don't know. It's like I want like those old chocolate cherry ones to come back. And I haven't had one of those in a long time. So maybe people aren't really talking about it. But Knob Creek, I totally agree. Completely overlooked. 9-year-old bourbon, 100 proof, 9-year-old, 120 proof, single barrel, sitting on the shelf. Nobody pays attention to it. Because is it Beam? I don't know, but I guarantee you put a horsey top on it and people would buy it right up. Right, guys? Right? Brian Chuba said, nope, missed by 3. Oh, damn, Brian. Damn. Lost again. No real surprise. What was in the lottery? So there was Old Fitz. What was it? Old Fitz 19, I think. Old Fitz 17. Weller single barrel. There was Blanton straight from the barrel. I think Elmer T. Lee was in it, I think. There was a couple of Willets, some like higher age Willets that you can get. It was a good lottery. There was some really cool bottles in there. Michter's 20 was in there. So there were some cool bottles in there. Missed by 3. No luck here as always. Nope. Best friend and his dad won an Elmer. Oh, nice. That's cool. No one actually wins lotteries. That's true. That Barrel Vantage is a hitter. I got to revisit the Barrel Vantage because when I first tried it, I wasn't that crazy about it. Maybe it's because there's so many finishes on it, just didn't open up readily. I got to go back to it and try it. Is Sagamore 8-year your favorite rye right now? I think for this year, I don't think I've had a rye better than that Sagamore 8-year as far as a rye whiskey goes. I mean, there have been some really good ryes. I think the Bourbon Pursuit Finished Rye is a great rye. The new Bardstown Origin Rye, great rye. But something about that, if I had to say now, kind of like my leaders in the clubhouse for kind of like whiskeys of the year, if you're talking about rye, I'd probably go that Sagamore 8-year. And if you're talking about bourbon / Tennessee whiskey, it'd probably be the Jack Daniel's 12. That Jack Daniel's 12, I think, is an absolute monster. I love it. I love it so much. And it's the flavor profile that I like. It's all toffee and butterscotch, and that is my palate. If I find that in any whiskey, that's what I love. That's nothing to say about the Elijah Craig barrel proofs that have released already, which have been really good. I mean, there's so many good whiskeys and a lot more on the way, so we'll see. Yeah, barrels are like 6,000 for Mizunori cask. It's crazy. Hey, Shauna D is here. I got to catch up here. We still have the original 1920s here in Louisville, like the 1920s from 4+ years ago. Yeah, I still enjoy it, but it's lost something. Average Drinker says, I love 1920. ADHD's in the house. What is going on, buddy? Oh, soon. Not this Friday, but the following Friday. It's my next round of Mad Madness. So I've been doing a lot of blinds and tasting a lot of different whiskeys. We'll see what happens. Cam will be defending his championship actually this Friday. We'll see how he does. Someone wants to know what KY is. I give the Nom Creek 12 pure Kentucky bourbon heaven. Let's see here. The old 1920 has a better finish than the new 1920, but that is overlooked as the Old Forester 100. Oh, yes. The Old Forester signature is probably a very that thing beats out so many bourbons and blinds. It's crazy. I just don't think people pay attention to it because they're more interested in the Whiskey Row series. And I get it. Let's see. Wow, JD12. We'll look for it. Yeah, guys, that JD12 is just... And if you get it for retail, a 12-year Jack Daniel's 107 proof for $90. I know that's few and far between these days when you look at what stores are charging for this stuff. But do y'all have any blends? Old Forester 100 versus Cooper's 100. I already know I've done that one before, Ham Turkey, and Cooper's 100 wins for me in that regard. Oh, that is just a dangerously delicious rye whiskey right there. All right, so we're going to stay with rye. And what I really want to do is try this. So I'm going to try this with you guys. And I actually brought out the original barrel proof rye to compare, to see how, if they're different. I mean, these are all single barrels. This one I have is 129.4 proof. This regular release that I have is, man, what's the proof on that thing? Holy hell, 136.3. Whew, gonna need some water. All right. Yeah, no Blue Run. I got the Jack 10 for 80 today, says Tony. Damn, Tony, bag of donuts. That's how you do it. Leave the cannoli, take the Jack Daniel's 12. That's right. All right, I'm gonna need another glass here. Because this is what everyone's asking me. They're like, hey, have you compared? But I mean, guys, I understand everyone's, knee-jerk reaction to wanting to compare these, but they're single barrels. I mean, they're gonna be different. Now, as far as age goes, let's talk age here, because I think that could be something that makes a difference here. So on the regular single barrel proof rye, now this is the one that's going to be the regular release that'll be eventually get out to the different markets. These have dump dates and stuff on them. So this was bottling 3/23, so just March of this year. Do we have a barrel date though? I have a bottling date, barrel number. Oh, I don't have a barrel. I don't have a barrel. I thought there was a barrel date on here. I guess not. But generally, I mean, usually these are about 6 to 7 years old. Usually, maybe younger on the rise. I'm not sure. This was 11/4/20. Barrel House 1-02. I don't know. Interesting. I thought there was maybe I'm thinking of the regular single barrels. All right. Damn, now I'm craving cannolis. How much would you pay for a JD12? That's a good question. You know what? I wouldn't go over 200 for it, but I'd probably go up to like 150, maybe 175 max. It's a hard sell at that $200 price point. Now, I mean, I know people don't want to pay those prices for some of these bottles, but sometimes, I mean, that's the reality we live in. Even when stores get it, they're upcharging everything these days, unfortunately, unless you have really good relationships with some stores and you get a bottle for retail, or you live in a control state like Ohio where you can where you get things at retail. So, but that just makes the frenzy like even crazier though. Yeah, no barreling dates. I thought there was. Where's the Pappy at? Says Omar Fernandez. I got no Blands and no Pappy. Well, I got Blands, but I got no Pappy. JD12 is worth 180 to 200. I mean, so this is the first Jack Daniel's single barrel. This was the limited release that everyone went crazy for. Let's compare it. Now, obviously, this has had a lot of airtime, so might be an unfair comparison, but yeah, I mean, there's not a big difference here, guys. You get you get like that maple syrup, almost bananas Foster on the nose, but there's like some diced mint like mixed in there. Jason, comparison request: Blanton's versus Blue Run. Yeah. You know what? Depending on the bottle, Blanton's might win that. I'm just saying. All right, let's try the new one. Here we go, guys. Cheers. Well, that is not the same. That is somewhat disappointing. I've taken 2 sips. Not only is it drink hot, but it tastes hot. It tastes like there's like a nail polish remover type thing going on in this. That's not great. Yeah, I shit you not, guys. That's crazy. All right, let me take a sip of the old one here. It's night and day. It's night and day. The bottle that everyone went crazy for, has this rich sweetness level to it. It's got the mint, but it's like mint covered in like caramel and brown sugar and bananas Foster, almost like a rum quality to it. Is that what happened to you, man? Same happened to me when I compared them. Dude, it tastes extremely grassy and extremely young. It's almost like tree sappy. It's sappy. It's a little bit bitter. What the F is happening? I did not expect that, guys. That's wow. If anyone is paying a ridiculous amount of money for this, I'm telling everybody watching tonight, we have about 400 people in the chat right now. If you see these, halt. This is not this by any stretch. I mean, listen, I know they're single barrels, but this particular single barrel tastes not great. Popham said mine was hazmat and Ric Flair chopped my chest. There's like this weird, it's like I could literally taste like, so you know how you have rye bread with the seeds in it? It's like I bit into one of those rye bread seeds, and I'm getting that in here. There's a level of graininess to it, and rye seed, and a little bit of licorice and ethanol, and like the sweet that's in here that makes this so good is not in here at all. I mean, I'm not even getting like Jack Daniel's banana in it, like at all. I'm just getting like rye bread, seed, and ethanol, and it drinks like you feel every bit of that 135 proof. I'm gonna have one more sip of this, and that's it, because I don't want to kill my palate here. No, that is not the rye you're looking for. I'm gonna freaking Obi-Wan everybody right now. That is not the rye you're looking for, guys. Do not overpay for these. I'm just telling you now. If they released a bunch of single barrels of this, I guarantee they're kind of in the same area, the warehouse. They probably all taste kind of similar to this. I'll say this. I mean, people are going to buy these up anyway, and I get it. But these are, if you could try the single barrel before you buy it, I highly recommend it. Don't just go in blind, because this is not that at all. That's crazy. Crazy. I'm just going to put that aside. That's highly disappointing. Now I'm going to drink the good one to drown my sorrows. Deathless Dog says, mine is 140.8 and is awesome. That's sweet powdery sugar note from the regular single barrel. Oh, so you have a good one. Is the new Jack Daniel Barrel Proof Rye even as good as the Tennessee Taster Barrel Proof Rye? No, it's not. But again, guys, they are single barrels. They're single barrels. So, but if I got a bum one, if I got like a bad one, you know, it's hard to figure out what that ratio is. You know, Deathless Dogs also has a channel. If you guys want to subscribe to him, if there's that much variation, he says he got a really good one. He's got a sweet one. Mine is not good by any stretch of the imagination, unfortunately. So I don't know. The thing about these is that every single barrel of this release were good, because I tried multiple of them and they were all awesome. I just think there's going to be a lot more variance with these regular releases that come out. So buyer beware. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be a roll of the dice. Roll the dice. Yeah, I don't think it sucks. I just think if you're hoping for that, I'm not really getting that at all. So, you know, I'll try it one more time here. But it's a lot more rye forward than this is. This has more of the sweetness. Oh no, what am I doing? That's my Knob Creek rye. I was like, oh, it's getting better. That's the Knob Creek rye. This is the Jack Daniels. Yeah, this barrel's not doing it for me. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Maybe it'll get better. I'm going to let that sit out. Maybe it just needs a little airtime. But that was very surprising how different that was. I'm just saying. All right. I'll put this one aside over here. I'll leave my Knob Creek rye right here. Let me get some water. Jason, I don't want to kill my palate. Jason, let me try it one more time. I don't know, Joey P. I don't think we have enough of a study, of a case study in these Jack Daniels to know if they're going to be as much of a variance as like the Henry McKenna's. I just don't think we have enough of a case to make in that regard. There just haven't been enough out yet. But I'm hearing people are getting good ones. Mine is not so good. I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right. So before we get into a couple of new labels I want to go through, I'm going to crack open this Booker's. Let's get into some more barrel proof. Jeez, just kind of lighten up the palate tonight so early. Here we go. What is the MSRP for the JD Rye? I believe it's 70 or 80 bucks, I think, MSRP. So one other fun thing I did this week was, so if you guys don't know already, I'm part of the Fred Minnick Ascot Awards. I don't know why I said ass like so much like that, but Ascot Awards. Yeah, so here's my official Ascot Awards tasting glass. So basically, I got to try a bunch of samples. ADHD whiskey. He's a judge. Dusty Dan was asked to be a judge this year. So there are a lot of cool people. A lot of good folks that are judging or helping judge the Ascot Awards. So I went through, I think, about 80 something samples the last few days to judge and to taste, and that's been kind of a cool experience. I was getting a little worried because so the thing was like there was the first like category I tasted through were the single barrels from like specific groups that submitted single barrel picks that they did. Now last year the single barrel pick winner was a Russell's Reserve pick, and it was outstanding. This year I tasted through some picks, and it took a while for me to find a good one. There were not great picks in this year's lot. I'm really curious to find out what they are, because I could not. I think two of them I could maybe call out just judging on other picks that I've had before, but I could not figure out some of these other ones. I mean, a lot of them were very young, bitter. I'm like, what the hell are these single barrels doing in here? So, yeah, it's a lot of samples to do in a short time. Yep. Michael Robertson got the 2023 Booker's yesterday on an Air Force base for $72. Awesome, man. ADHD. Matt, I didn't get a glass this year either. This is from last year, dude. They didn't say I didn't get a glass this year either, man. Jason, have you been to Opa up in Delaware? Probably the best whiskey bar in Central Ohio. Yeah, I love Opa, man. Opa's awesome. Also, McClellan's here in Dublin is awesome too. McClellan's she's got a selection, man. The problem is McClellan's is a little bit more set back. Not many people think of it, but she's got a hell of a selection in that whiskey bar too. People aren't willing to say no when picking single. Yeah, I think that's the thing. All right, so let's go into the stats here on the Charlie's. So this is Charlie's batch, and this will be cool because so the announcement that I read last week, we didn't have really stats for this. So now we actually have the stats, and it looks like we're back up. We're still in that 7-year mark for the Bookers, which makes me happy. I like that I mean, it's not a huge jump, but I don't know about you guys. I like seeing that 7 on the label rather than 6. I'm not saying it's still worth it at $100, but at least it makes me feel a little bit better about, spending the money on it. So for you guys that don't know Charlie's batch, Charlie is named after the man who creates the boxes that Booker's comes in. So Charlie makes these beautiful boxes that, we love and hate at the same time because they're cool, but they take up so much damn space on the shelf. However, what I like to do is, open it up, fill it with a little soil. You could grow some basil in there for the sauce. A little basil, little parsley. It works good as a little planter. It works good. Just saying. If you need a little space for your basil, use a Booker's box. It works great. if you're like running out of room, like I have like a bunch of Bookers up there, and all the boxes just take up so much damn room. So Charlie's batch. 126.6 proof, so 63.30% ABV, 7 years, 1 month, 8 days old. The first release of Booker's is Charlie's batch. Charlie started his career working on the Booker's No Distillery. He was quite the storyteller and would entertain us with his tall tales throughout the workday. After several years, Charlie left his business to open his own cabinet shop with his brother, but he still actually makes these boxes for Booker. So I think that's a really cool story. There's always a fun story to all the Booker's batches. So real quick, the blend, we have a fifth floor, two fourth floors, actually three fifth floors and two fourth floors, 3, 17, 24, 27, and 29 are the percentages that went into this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different barrels came into this one and created it. So if you guys have never heard me tell the story, Booker's is the bourbon that made me fall in love with bourbon and totally turned me into a bourbon geek. Booker's is the one. It's the first barrel proof bourbon I ever had. And this is the bottle that sent me like on my journey. So let's see. The Booker's, wait, you don't save your horsey top. No. Booker's boxes equals cork store. Oh, that's a good use for them too. I need to get rid of so many. Please review the new Blood Oath soon. If I could find it, Tom, I haven't seen it yet. Why do we save tubes and boxes for whiskey? That's a good question. Well, I think the tubes, I don't know, the tubes look nice. Boxes, they take up space, but kind of look nice. I don't know. I honestly, I think it's the collector in all of us. I think there's a piece of everyone here watching that is somewhat of a collector of whiskey. And it's kind of like, if you've ever collected action figures or anything like that growing up. When you were young, you opened them up and you played with it. But as you got older, when you collected them, it's kind of like mint in package or mint in box. So you want to kind of keep that package and everything intact because of the collector in you. So you always kind of have that remembrance of what it came in or what it looks like. I think the same goes for whiskey. I think it's like the adult version of like collecting, action figures or friggin' sneakers. I still mainly keep all my boxes for my special sneakers. I mean, I don't have to, but I do. So I think it's all part of it. All right, so let's get into the nose on the newest Booker's Charlie's batch. Here we go, guys. Jimmy the Kid says tubes and boxes for safety and blocking out sunlight. I don't know, making crap up. That's fair. That's fair. So actually a little bit lighter on the nose than I was expecting. Tony Bag of Donuts says, got this Booker today along with the Maker's Mark BEP, 2 times oak, and that JD10. Damn, dude, you had a day. Thank you so much for the super chat. All the super chats are going to give you guys a blue run. A little bit of a blue run here, a little chime action. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, let's get into this Booker's a little bit. Let's see what we get here. So, I mean, it's classic Booker's, guys. It's nutty. It's vanilla. A little bit of oak char. It's Booker's. Again, 126.6 proof on this one. A little bit of a lighter, though. A little bit of a lighter, punch on the nose. It's not quite as in your face as some Bookers are. Reminds me a little bit of the lumberyard batch. All right, let's try it. Cheers. All right, so this takes you back into. Well, that was one sip. I just had my mouth like lit up by that friggin' Jack Daniels. Let me take another sip here. Wow. First sip, I was like, okay, getting a lot of peanut, getting a lot of typical Booker's notes. But second sip, man, that was like vanilla extract in a glass. That got really sweet real fast. Man. I think in terms of Booker's, A lot of people that love Booker's like that raw peanut note that Booker's has, like that shelled peanut characteristic. I don't think that's really relevant here. This is a little bit of a sweeter Booker's, I would say, off of first impressions. A little bit more on the vanilla extract side, the brown sugar caramel, some sweet oak, not overly oaky at all. But the one thing I always look for in a special Booker's is like some semblance of a dark fruit note. Just not getting it here right now. I'm not getting the punch of dark fruit that I want, like that I found in like Country Ham and Kathleen's batch and some of those batches that have like that dark fruit, whether it be like a raisin or a cherry or just something that kind of lifts it up to something a little bit more than a standard Booker's. I tell you what, 3 sips in, this does not drink 126.6. It drinks pretty easy. Again, it reminds me of the Lumberyard batch a little bit. If you like the Lumberyard batch, you're going to like Charlie's batch. I think they're very similar. They kind of run along the same lines. They drink under proof, yet there's a lot of flavor there, a lot of sweetness. It's not too peanut heavy. It's a good batch. Solid. I love Booker's peanut in my mouth. So good. Okay. Freaking Big Vic. Jason, oh yeah, much sweeter than a standard Booker. Yeah, I totally agree. Mashville says Pinkies versus Charlie's. Go. I would probably go Charlie's batch. I like this batch. It's a little bit sweeter. Real quick, if you like the funky shelled peanut forward Bookers, I don't think that's what this Charlie's batch is. This is I think it's a lot sweeter than some of those other Booker's batches. A little bit sweeter, a little bit easier to drink. Nice finish on it. It's a solid Booker's. I like it. I'll let this open up. I'll probably do a full review on this, but definitely want to give first impressions here. See how that is. I mean, shoot. I think I'm just going to keep sipping this. That's good. It almost has like a finished quality to it, where I feel like it was like toasted or something. I'm getting like almost like a marshmallow on it. It's very sweet. This is if that's Charlie's profile, I can see a lot of people liking that. So more like Noah's Mills. This one, I wouldn't say this is more like Noah's Mill. Noah's Mill to me is straight up peanut butter. Just scooped one up last week. Was hot in the front of the palate at first, but damn it. Yeah, I would agree. It starts out hot, but then once you get used to it, it really sweetens up. Booker's in Northern Kentucky for $119. I don't know if I'd pay $119 for this. I feel like $100 is already too much for it. Is the first batch of the year always named in someone's honor? Yes. That's kind of the pattern that it's been the last several years. It seems like someone that's been a part of the distillery history and the distillery lore kind of gets their own named batch. So I think that's the pattern, and we'll go forward from there. Really looking forward to the turkey picks. Thanks for all you do. Oh, you're very welcome, Mark. Yeah, we got some really good stuff coming out. I got 2 today. I'm excited to crack it open on the Kentucky Derby. First time trying Booker's. Well, Alexander, this is your first time trying Booker's. This is going to be a great one for you to start with, because after you get past that initial burst of boom, it's going to get really sweet, very vanilla. It's a solid batch of Booker's are never really super layered in flavor. When you find those are the special ones. But generally, you maybe get one of those out of the entire, lineup for the year. This one, I wouldn't say is that. I would say this is a sweeter version of Booker's, but I also wouldn't say it's like layered with all these different nuances either. So, yeah, I mean, if anyone could get this for like 90 or 80, I think this is a great barrel proof bourbon. It's good. I like it. Booker's for the win. All right, so I'm going to keep sipping on this Booker's. And real quick, we're going to go to a couple of new labels that I saw in the TTB. One I know that everyone has been waiting for. So get out your notepads, because here we go. Here comes some. Here comes a bottle that everybody's been waiting for. Look at this one, guys. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked Cast Strength Look at that bottle. It's beautiful. I'm only messing with you. I made that bottle. But seriously though, so this is going to be a new thing I'm going to add to my for Wednesday nights. I'm going to create a bottle that I want on the shelf. And I thought, like, man, if that bottle was out, what would I want it to look like? Respectfully, how dare you? So here, check this out. So I thought, like, because I'm a designer. I don't know if you guys know, I went to school for design. I do a lot of like content, makeup. Obviously, you guys know, with my whiskey tube channel and whatever. But I have a kind of a gift in Photoshop. So I was like, man, if double oaked cast strength came out, what would I want it to look like? So I went with like this dark blue, like type look and feel to it. Added the cast strength on the bottom. I mean, dude, tell me you guys wouldn't buy that bottle like immediately. Double oak cast strength, I'd be all over that bottle. I'm just saying that could be. If you guys look close, I actually switched out the proof point in it. It looks pretty legit. But man, come on. You guys, I almost made another one, but I'll save that for next week. But you guys will see it. Yeah, it looks legit. Whiskeys that don't exist but should. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So anybody from Woodford Reserve, if you're watching, this is what we want. I'm doing this for the people. I am doing this for the folks watching right now. Everybody wants that bottle right there. Don't make it some Masters Collection thing. Make it a regular release. Just come out with a Woodford Reserve double oaked cast strength and people will gobble it up. Look at it. Look how beautiful it could look. I'm just saying it could be amazing. So I'm gonna have to make like an intro for bottles that we want that don't exist, or bottles that don't exist that we want. So yeah, that was my Woodford. That was my attempt at a Woodford Reserve double oak cast strength. Come on, you guys, you want it. My first bourbon was Woodford. We sure do. Lucky 7 holiday toast for the win. Hell, I'd buy that. Yeah, you guys would. Yeah, it's fake news. Fake news. All right, let's get to some real releases here. The latest Remus has been announced, or at least the latest Remus batch has been posted to the TTB. And here it is. Remus Repeal Reserve. There is the back of it. So let me see here. So we have, if you kind of look at the blend there on the bottom, it looks like the 2023 medley, as they say, meaning the blend. We have I'm going to look closer here, 2007 bourbon, 2013 and 2014, another 2013, and another 2014. So the oldest whiskey in the blend, which is only 6% of the blend, is from 2007, which is, that's a pretty old whiskey. That's like 16 years old, 15, 16 years old in the blend, but it's only 6% of the blend. And the rest of it, you're looking at, 7, 8 years old. So, maybe like 8, 9 years old for the rest of the blend. But so yeah, I'll throw that back up there. That's gonna be the new Remus. Only 6% of the blend is gonna get some ultra, aged whiskey in there. But I honestly think that no matter what the blend is, people love getting these because not only are they great values, but if you like MGP, then this is kind of the way to go. These are always great to try and to explore. And, I always like to remind people that say, oh, it's never going to be as good as the 5. You got to remember, Remus number 5 was a 5th year anniversary edition. They just didn't market it that way. And nobody really knew it. MGP, Ross and Squibb, whatever the hell you want to call them now, have always been awful at marketing. So even though that was the 5th release and it had some super aged whiskey in it, super aged bourbon, the reason why that was because it was a 5th year anniversary, like special edition, but nobody ever really said it. It wasn't marketed that way. So if anyone's like thinking, oh, how come they're all going back to a younger, it's not as good as the 5, it's because The 5 was a special edition. So maybe when we hit 10 years, we'll get, in 3 more years, we'll get the 10-year anniversary, which maybe will have some older whiskey in it. But that's the thing that people forget about with that whiskey, with that bourbon. Yo, Tom, yeah, that's actually another good. I gotta get somebody from Ross and Squibbs on there. Remus 6 was good for what it was. Yeah, I think Remus 7 has a chance to be something good. What 8 and Sand is my favorite marketing ever. Yeah. I like 8 and Sand, but nobody knows what the hell that whiskey is, Jeff. Just saying. It's got a big old train on it. Man, this Booker's is getting sweeter. I love 6 very berry forward. I would agree, Mr. Jiggs. I think it did have some dark fruits on that one for sure. People expecting 6 to build on 5 were crazy from the beginning. It was obvious that 1 was special, says Jason Coates. Yeah, I'm just F your train. I think just people forget that for whatever reason. But again, they didn't market it as anything special. They just released it. How dare you release a Remus with that old whiskey in it and not tell anybody it's an anniversary? Like, just here it is. We made this for you. And then the 6 comes out and everyone's like, oh, the whiskey in this blend is only like 6 years old and 7 years old again. Like, what happened? All right, so next one up, Green River. Green River, I dropped a review today for the new Green River wheated bourbon, which I thought was a really solid bourbon for $35. We're going to be seeing some single barrels from Green River as well, full proof. Here's the back of the label. Tells you a little bit about the story of Green River. Formerly O.Z. Tyler, then got bought, became Green River. Green River then got purchased by Bardstown Bourbon Company. And now it seems like the whiskey and the bourbon is just getting better and better each and every release from Green River. Lastly, Rye 3, which is one of those sneaky brands that just comes out. Now, I met Kartik a long time ago, and he's a really good guy. The master blender was formerly of Joseph Magnus, like blending some of the old Magnus cigar blends. So they are actually coming out with some really good whiskey. But it looks like they're coming out with their own cigar series. Which makes sense because the master blender there did help in creating some of those original Joseph Magnus cigar blends. So this looks like a triple cask finish of Madeira, rum, and Naranja. So that is the Madeira cask, the rum cask, and then it's like that orange liqueur cask together. I'm not sure if that proof is accurate, but it says 61.2 on there. Now, this has a lot going on. Not only is it a triple cask finish, but it also uses French oak staves. So there's a lot going on in that bottle. But if I'm going to trust trying a new cigar blend from somebody, I think Rye 3 might be the one to try it because, the dude that literally was making the old school cigar blends with Nancy Fraley back in the day is blending that. So that might have a chance to be really good. I have no price info on that one, but when I saw it pop up, I'm like, Rye 3 coming out with a cigar blend or a cigar batch, that makes sense. And, I still think we're going to see more and more of that coming from different distillers as we go forward, because I think cigar batches, cigar blends is kind of, it's becoming a trend with everybody now. So it's interesting. I would love a night with you devoted to cigar blends. Oh, that's actually a good idea. I could kind of do that. The Green River looks interesting. I saw the $129.99 cigar batch Old Elk. Anyone try it? Tim Evans, I got a sample of that. I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was okay. Yeah, Rye 3 was actually the first ever Mash and Journey pick. I'll kind of go back in time for that one. Has anyone done an orange liqueur finished whiskey well? Penelope. I think the Penelope, what the hell do they call that? What do they call that finish? They did an Naranja cask that was actually, the Valencia. The Penelope Valencia, I thought was a good orange liqueur Naranja finished whiskey. I think they did it really good. When are you and Scott going to do another Rye 3 pick? That pick was awesome. I don't know. We gonna have to get back with those guys and see. Yep, nerd alert. Yep, Valencia. Yep, that's it. Everyone writing. Valencia, Valencia, Valencia. Yep. What's up, Trev? Trev in the house. As soon as you see nerd alert, there you go. And one special thing I do want to add, especially for everyone here in Ohio watching, I make mention of this every single year because it's a charity that I absolutely love, and you have a chance to win some amazing bourbon. And it's not just, you don't have to be here in Ohio to win it. You could pretty much be anywhere. But if you guys have seen this flyer, this is the Chris Krentz Memorial Bourbon Derby. So if you guys have never heard me talk about this, this is the 3rd annual Memorial Fund Bourbon Derby. It's going to take place Friday, May 5th in Covington, Kentucky. For those of you that don't know Chris, he was a husband, father, a veteran, and a friend to many who lost his life unexpectedly in 2020 at the age of 47. His family and friends brought together Chris's love of bourbon and ponies to raise dollars for charities in Chris's name. Now, last year, they were able to give away more than $20,000 following their event, and they support veterans, scholarships for trades, and his local community in northern Kentucky. Now, tickets to the annual bourbon raffle are $10 each. That's all, $10, and you may enter as many times as you want. Now, when the Bourbon Derby registration closes on May 5th, the entire list of jockeys, raffle participants will be run through a randomizer 5 times on random.org. So this is how it works. The top names on the 5th and final list generated will be the winners of the Bourbon Derby. And those winning jockeys will then head to the winner's circle to select their own prize package. This selection will be the win, place, and show format, meaning the selection will be sequential according to order of finish. In other words, the jockey who finishes number 1 will have first pick of all the prizes. Number 2 will pick second, and so on and so forth. You can find more info at the Chris Krentz Memorial Fund Facebook page, including a list of bottles and prizes. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, guys. You can scan that QR code if you want to get directed to it. Here's a picture of Chris, who lost his life tragically. Here is Chris and his family. So really, just an amazing family, and I always like to help out with bringing this to light for everyone. The amount of money that they raise and that they give away to charities is just remarkable. So anytime I could bring to light a charity like this, I mean, you get in on it for $10. It's awesome. Here is just a few of the bottles that are available. As you guys can see, there's some hitters here. Old Fitz, bottled by 19-year Parker's Heritage, Chateau de Labaude, Angel's Envy Cask Strength, finished in port wine, Maker's Mark 2020 Keelan. They have some picks in there. They have Orphan Barrels, Lucky 7 Holiday. Weller 12. E.H. Taylor picks. Go to the Facebook page. The link is in the description. You could check it out and just go donate $10 and help them raise some money. And you have a chance to win a freaking hitter bottle. So that's just like a few of the top bottles. There's a ton of other bottles in there that you can win if your horse places. So good luck to you all. Thanks for supporting Chris. And I'm glad, I hope you guys are able to help out. So again, the link is in the description. Check it out. All right. Big Vic, I do have some of that Rye 3 pick left. I actually do. This Booker's is really nice, though. I got to say. All right, before we get into the head-to-heads, let me try this crazy bottle. So Filmland Spirits presents Moonlight Mayhem Extended Cut. This is 115 proof. This is MGP. Let me see if I have an age on this here. So this is the 75 corn, 21% rye mash bill. 115 proof, distilled in Indiana. I don't see an age on this. So they put an age on here. It's full proof. Oh, wait, aged. Oh, no, aged in white American oak. All right. This is a Romeo and Juliet tale with fangs in this story of 2 star-crossed lovers living in a modern world populated by werewolves. Actually on the back of it, it almost has like a film credits type. I mean, the label is awesome. I mean, it's hard to say no to this packaging. It really is. So I asked somebody at Justin's House of Bourbon, like, what is this bottle? And they said it's really good off-profile MGP. But if you're going to spend the money on it, grab a Moonlight Mayhem extended cut because it's the cask strength. So let's try it with you guys. Then after that, we're going to get into some live head-to-heads with your guys' help, which will be fun. Pound that like button like the pounding Grease took in Matt Madness. Wow, beautiful things can be done in the bourbon community. I love it. Yeah, that Chris Krentz memorial is something that I have been talking about this is the third one. The last 3 years, seems to just be growing and growing. So, like you said, if you guys have any time, click the link below, make a donation. Again, $10 to get in, and the money is dispersed to amazing causes. It's not just one cause, and that's what I loved about it. So, all right, let's try this thing. So, let's talk about off-profile, on-profile MGP. To me, on-profile MGP is kind of two different things. I usually get a lot of citrus and orange. I usually get some kind of like a gingerbread, ginger snap type thing going on. And sometimes I'll get like a cherry cola on it. Those are the three things I look for when I'm looking for MGP. Off-profile MGP, I think it really depends on the age, but let's see what we get here. That Woodford Reserve Cask Strength Double Oak has potential to be the release of the year. Clint, that was a fake bottle. That wasn't real, dude. I just made that because I'm going to start a new segment here on the Mash and Drum called Bottles We Want That Don't Exist. So I'm hoping somebody from Woodford is watching that and they make that bottle for everybody. Hey, what's up, Whiskey Uncensored? What's going on, Ben? Rebecca, that flight is... Well, don't tell me anything about the proof. I don't want to know, so I want to try to guess. That's all. Oh, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, sorry, Clint. All right, so on the nose here. So I'm not getting... by the way, this bottle... I don't know why I put it back. This bottle is only available in California and Kentucky. So if you guys ever make a trip down to Kentucky or California, those are the only places you're going to find this bourbon. This could be off profile because I'm not really getting... I might be getting a slight cherry, but I'm getting more chocolate than anything, which is something I don't normally get on MGP. I mean... Yeah, it's like vanilla chocolate ice cream on the nose on this. Woodford Double Oak Cask Strength is going for $600 on secondary. Yeah, I started something. That's going to end up in the memes tomorrow. We'll see what happens. All right, cheers. Yes, that is off-profile MGP. You know what? I feel like the cherry is there, but there's like this raisinette type thing going on where it's like a chocolate raisin. I don't normally get that with MGP. Even high age MGP, I think, comes in more like a cherry, medicinal cherry. This, however, it's a different animal. No pun intended with the werewolf thing. I don't think this has a lot of age to it. It's coming off... I'm not going to say youthful. If I had to guess, I would say this is maybe 5-6 years old. But it's cask strength. I don't know. It's good. Not great. Bottle was like $80. Is it off profile? Yes. Is this something I'd buy again for $80? Yeah, probably not. But man, I mean, it's a cool freaking sticker. I'll say that. Oh man, hold on. This thing went straight up chocolate fudge on the palate. Okay, this thing has totally went... Yes, this is off profile. I don't think I've ever had a chocolatey, fudgy... Anybody in the chat? Jeffrey Wack, I know you love MGP. Have you ever had like a chocolate fudgy type experience with MGP? Because that's crazy. I don't think I've ever had it that deep and rich before with the chocolate. Yeah, DC, the sticker is freaking cool, man. I get that with the higher rye MGP stuff. Jason, what's that bottle again? It's the Filmland Spirits Moonlight Mayhem Extended Cut. Again, only available in California and Kentucky. This is the cast strength. There's a non-cast strength version of this, and I think there's a rye as well. It's so chocolatey. So chocolatey. I take it back. That's pretty damn good. If you guys like chocolate forward bourbons, it's pretty good. I don't know if it's as chocolatey as the Bardstown Goose Island collab, but that thing is pretty damn amazing for that. I had an NBC 8-year pick that had tons of dark fruit and chocolate on it, but NBCs are definitely off profile. Yeah, OH, yeah, totally. Price point on it, Dunny, is about I think it was $70 for that. I was gonna say Pinhook. No, I can't say I've had enough Pinhook though to make that connection, Clint. Big says yes, Jason. That's the best one. That's the best one. What I heard. Tis rye time, maybe, says James Lay. I already had the rise, so we're good to go. I think I'm kind of caught up here. All right, so got some. I think you get chocolate on Remus and some other ones, but this is like a deep, rich, like brownie batter chocolate, not like milk chocolate. This is like a brownie batter, deep, rich chocolate on this. So that's good. I dig that. Oh no, Tis Rise Time is a Pinhook bourbon release. Yeah, I have some Pinhooks I got to get into. I actually won one from Hello Again Whiskey Friends. So all right, let's get into some matchups here. So this is your guys' time to shine. Let me know in the chat. Give me some head-to-head matchups that you want to see. I will pick one that I think is interesting. So some head-to-head whiskeys. If you're part of the Master Journey Whiskey Club, no picks. I'm not going to put any picks head-to-head. I want, bottles head-to-head. So this is your guys' time to get creative in the chat. Let's see what we come up with. I might pick 2 or 3. We'll put them in a poll, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to get some glasses ready. Yeah, the Bardstown Founders was a chocolate coffee bomb. I totally agree. NFL Draft Eve. Who do you hope your team drafts? I actually hope they get the running back out of. Oh man, I forgot his name. Because Atlanta's been putting so much time on the defense. I feel like let's get a really good running back to help out. Desmond Ridder. But I'm also hearing that Atlanta may trade down. So we'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Holy crap. Everything's coming in here. Hold on. Can anyone, let's see here. Mr. Mushnick says, do a smoke wagon blind. It's a good idea. Blue Run and Blands. Yeah, I'm not doing Bull Run and Blands. Crispy Bacon, pull that holiday weed out. Crispy Bacon, I have that bottle's upstairs, but I already have a review all set up for that bottle. I know I keep saying that, but it will release soon, I promise you. 2XO Phoenix versus the Innkeeper. I did that on the video, Tony Bag of Donuts. The Innkeeper I liked more. Stag 22B versus ECBP A123. Oh, that's a good one. JD 12 versus Wild Turkey 101 12 year. Okay. I like that one. Green River Weeded versus Bardstown Weeded. The Bardstown would win. 2XO and 4-Gate. Origin versus 13th Colony. Origin Bourbon versus 13th Colony Bourbon. Okay, I like that one. All right, you guys got some good ones in here. Baker 7 versus the World. Yes. That BBC wheat versus the Green River wheat. I'm telling you, the BBC has the proof on it though. The BBC is 100 proof. The Green River is only 90. Atlanta will screw things up. That's what they do. Peerless Rye versus Rare Breed Rye. Peerless Rye versus Sagamore Rye. Finish head to head, like Sherry versus Sherry. I don't have the maker's beep yet. I'm still waiting to get that bottle, to be honest. Oh yeah, Anthony Richardson. That's the guy. That's the running back I think the Atlanta should get. Maker's FAEO2 versus Antique or Evan. Oh, that's a good one too. All right. Plantation versus Foursquare. I think that might be the first one I'll do here because I've been getting a lot of requests for that one. So let's do that one first, and then we'll work from there. You guys put in a lot of cool suggestions. So and just because I kind of figured we were going to do that, here's the Plantation. Then let me grab the Foursquare, and we'll go from there. So if you guys saw my review for the Foursquare, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. It's $160, a 2-year finish. Now, somebody in the comments actually wrote something pretty interesting. They had said that, when it comes to Foursquare, you got to remember that Foursquare is aging those barrels, or they're aging their rum in probably used barrels if it's an ex-bourbon barrel. So by the time Bardstown Bourbon Company gets it, it's a third time used barrel. So maybe that's why there wasn't a lot of Foursquare in the, in the flavor profile here. Malort versus Dickel. Oh, Jesus Christmas. You guys are crazy. Malort versus Dickel. I'll actually take the Dickel over the Malort, to be honest. Blue Run versus a glass of tap water. You know what? If it's the Blue Run Golden Rye, the tap water might have a shot. I'm just saying. That's like rye water, that stuff. All right. Let's compare these things. Now, both of them, actually, you see, kind of equal. Actually, have a little bit more taken out of the Foursquare than the Plantation one. So let's see how they are on the nose here. We'll do this one. So, wow, the noses are interesting here. The Foursquare Plantation actually comes off sweeter. The Bardstown Foursquare has a little bit more of a darker, I think it's probably that rye that's in it. It's coming, that rye whiskey that's in this blend is coming off a little bit more savory, a little bit more spicy. That Plantation finish actually made Dickel palatable. Is there Dickel in this one too? I don't even remember. Does this one even tell you what it is? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, Tennessee. Okay, yep. So the Plantation, I actually get a lot of like maple syrup and citrus right off the bat. Eagle Rare versus Bardstown Wheated. Oh, that's an interesting one. I think the RB from UCLA is better personally. Foursquare. The more and more I go back to this, the more the Foursquare rum comes through, which is a good thing. But again, there's just something about this. It's like maybe I want more of it, but it's a solid whiskey. Like second sip, it just gets so, like easy. And there's nothing wrong with an easy sipper. But I feel like, whiskey geeks and bourbon geeks alike, they want that real big punch of flavor. And this, the best parts of the Bardstown Foursquare are the front of the palate and the back of the palate. Right there in the mid you get like this little hint of sweetness, but it dies real quick. But you get the spice of that rye whiskey in the front and the back. Let's go to the plantation. It's interesting. The plantation to me comes off a little bit more floral, more honey. The maple is there. But yeah, I mean, you could probably tell me, I probably wouldn't believe you if you told me there was some Dickel in there. I do think that it's it definitely masks it well. But I still think I prefer the Foursquare over the plantation for me personally. Man, this turns into like a sweet tart almost. It's like a sweet hard candy in the plantation. I think the plantation is actually sweeter than that one is. There's not nearly as much spice and savoriness that the Foursquare has because it's predominantly, you have a Bourye here, which is a blend of Tennessee bourbon and rye whiskey, mainly rye whiskey. There's only 10% of the Tennessee whiskey in the Foursquare blend. Yeah, the Foursquare one's a little bit darker and richer. The plantation is a little bit brighter, floral, and sweet tart. So I just tend to like darker flavors. So I would probably go with the Foursquare over the plantation. However, the plantation having like that sweet tart type of powdered sugary, almost like an aspartame type taste to it to me, coming off of that, I think just kind of puts it off for me. But yeah, all right. So those two compared, not bad. I think I still like the Foursquare over that one. But I don't know. Something about the Foursquare to me, I don't like it for 160. If that bottle was maybe like 100, 120, I could probably, that would feel a little bit better to me. All right. Does Bardstown Bourbon Company continue to make previous disco series after new ones are released? No, Eric Gunderson. Those are one-offs. If you happen to see older Discovery series sitting on the shelf, it's just because it's just been sitting there. It's not because Bardstown is making more of it. Penelope Valencia versus Driftless Glen Naranja Barrel. I don't have either of those. Hardin's Creek Jacob's Well versus Booker's. Oh, it's kind of a good one. Why does Bardstown use Tennessee in their blends when it seems like that's usually the worst part? Dustin Pichelle, it's very easy because they bought a ton of it. When the MGP tap was turned off, the old age MGP that we saw in a lot of the original blends from Bardstown Bourbon Company, they needed an older whiskey to blend out some of the younger whiskey they were using. So they went to Tennessee because that's where it was available. And believe it or not, Tennessee whiskey at that age, 17 years old, even though it's 17 years old, and I'm sure those barrels are expensive, are still not as pricey compared to Kentucky bourbon at 17 years old or Indiana bourbon at 17 years old. And I think Bardstown Bourbon Company bought a ton of it. And that's why you're seeing it kind of trickled into their blends here and there. I think depending on the blend, depending on the finish, sometimes it masks it and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on how it turns out. I think you could taste a little bit of it in the Foursquare, to be honest, even though it's only 10% in blend. But some of it can be masked. I don't really taste it at all in the plantation, but I do think I taste a little bit in the Foursquare. So it just depends on the blend. But the reason why they're using it, no matter when they can, let's call it what it is. They bought a ton of it and they have to use it. There you go. How is the Bardstown Founders collab? If you like chocolate and coffee, it's delicious. Mash and Drum, Amroot, Naranji. Keep an eye out for it. Really good stuff. Oh, I will. I love Amroot. Peerless Double Oak versus Sagamore. Oh, that's a good one. I like that, Clint. Okay. We can do I have the double oaked rye though from let me see. So I have the double oaked rye. Let's see here. I had the double oak bourbon, but not the rye. Yeah. All right, next up. What do we got, guys? What do we got? Come on, let's break out some heavy hitters. Give me something to put against the new Stag Junior. Let's go with that. Stag Junior 22B. What do you want to see it go against? Let's do that. I'll help you guys along. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Yeah, give me something to go against Stag Junior 22B. I know we said Elijah Craig barrel proof earlier. I mean, that's pretty typical. We could do that. What do you guys think? Coy Hill, A123 for sure. A123. I'm telling you, New Earth Balboa and Sagamore 8. I love New Earth Balboa. That's good shit. All right, we'll do it. We'll do A123 versus the new Stag Junior. Let's do it. All right, let me grab it. Is this 22B? 22. That's my 22B. Let me grab that. Oh, it's right here. Sorry, guys. 22B. Yep, right here. And then Elijah Craig, A2123. All right, here we go. We got him. All right, so let's try it out here. This is a good idea. I kind of like doing this. So here's Stag Junior 22B versus Elijah Craig barrel proof. Let me make sure I did grab the right one. A123. All right. Now, if I remember correctly, this Stag Junior, I think, got more back into the profile that people love about Stag Junior, and the Elijah Craig barrel proof A123 was pretty damn solid. So let's see what wins here. This will be cool. Mr. Jig says, I mentioned it because I'll take one of those lucky sevens over Stag Junior all day long. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, look at the color here. Pretty much the same when you look at it, guys. Look at that. Damn, that's a pretty solid pour. I got that spot on. All right, here we go here. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Jeffrey Wack. It's not Stag Junior anymore. It's just Stag. The Junior is gone. Yeah, let these open up a little bit. There's already a very distinct difference, at least on the nose, that I'm picking up. And it's really the sweetness level. Stag is very much more inherently sweet versus the Elijah Craig, which has more of the oak and the almost like the barrel char flavor notes in it, which makes sense. So on paper, that's what you kind of expect, maybe. Now, Stag Junior is reportedly 6 to 8 years old ish, whereas the Elijah Craig is 12. Man, as far as nose goes, again, this is now a study between dark and light. You have the sweetness bomb that is Stag, and then you have the oak forwardness that is the Elijah Craig. So it just depends on what you like. For me, you know what? This Stag smells delicious. I'm just gonna say. Yeah, the age, Scott JG, I totally agree. The age difference is very apparent in here. And that's the crazy thing. You smell the Stag, and even though it's younger, it's so sweet. And then I think that's what people gear towards. I mean, it smells like a freaking candy shop. All right, let's try the Stag here. It's Stag. It is, damn. It is cherry vanilla Coca-Cola with powdered sugar on it, poured over like an angel cake, like an angel's food cake. Oh my God. That just made me real hungry. Right, guys? That I just make you start salivating. You wanted to get cake right now. Oh, but the Elijah Craig, guys. I mean, it's immediate for me. I think I have to go Elijah Craig. Just Heaven Hill at 12 years old. There's just something magical about it. Stag is great, but it's candy, and I understand why people love that so much, but it's so sweet, especially now coming off of, like, when you go back and forth, the Stag is even sweeter. Yeah, I want some cannolis. You're right. All about them cakes, cannolis. Oh. But guys, if anybody has been lucky enough to get a 22B, this is an absolutely fantastic batch of Stag. It really is. It really, really is. It just gets you back into like those cherry vanilla Coke flavors that you love with Stag. Formerly Stag Junior. But yeah, the Elijah Craig, it's on another level. Not only, I mean, the proofs are similar, but I mean, the Elijah Craig just has a lot more depth of flavor to it to me. If you want to drink candy, go for Stag. If you want more oak, something a little bit more balanced, a little bit more depth of flavor, the Elijah Craig is where it's at. It's as simple as that. I think the one case that can be made for Stag are a couple batches that can go head to head with that, which is Stag Junior Batch 12, which I still think is the best Stag Junior of all time. It's still Batch 12 to me because it has more oak presence, which I think could go right up against an Elijah Craig. All right, so we did that one. That was a good suggestion. All right, let's put Jack Daniel's 12 to the test. Give me something to go against Jack Daniel's 12, and we'll see how it does. What do you guys give me some suggestions? What do you got for Jack Daniel's 12 to go against? And go. And then after this matchup, we'll go into the Drummer's Theme blind tasting. What do you guys got here? Wild Turkey 12, Russell's 13, Weller's 12, William LaRue Weller. Damn. Giselle's Boston. I don't have birthday bourbon. Birthday bourbon sucks. No thanks. Calumet 16, Calumet 15, Russell's 13, King of Kentucky, dude. I don't think that's gonna happen. Damn. Jeffrey Wax is Sam Houston. Yeah, but Sam Houston you can't get anymore. I mean, I would do that. You know what? I do. Knob Creek 12 is definitely a good option. Calumet 16, KC. See it. All right, so let's do this. I see most of the votes are for either Knob Creek 12 year or Wild Turkey 12 year. The Wild Turkey 101 12 year. So in the chat, you know what? I'll do a poll here. Houdini. Come on, dude. Houdini. All right, I'm going to drop a poll here for you guys. So this is what we're going to do. Challenger. So we're going to go Wild Turkey 101 12 year or Knob Creek 12 year. I'm going to drop the poll. So you guys decide. Let me know what you want me to go against. In the meantime, I'm going to grab the bottles here. So let me grab them here. All right, Knob Creek 12, which is right here. Actually, where's my Knob Creek 12? There it is. Knob Creek 12. All right. And then I'll get the then I have my Jack Daniel's 12 over here. All right. So Knob Creek 12 year. Let's get, I gotta actually have you guys vote here. Here we go. Quadruple drum. It's a close poll. Okay. I mean, should I throw a third glass in there? What else do you want me to put it? Maybe I'll just do all three. Shit, why not? What did I do with the choices here? Let me see here. Wow, KC 12 year. You know what? I'll do all three. Fuck it. Screw it. I'll do all three, guys. All right, Jack 12. Jack 12. Fuck that. I'm gonna just finish that out. I got a bottle of it, so I might as well finish the sample. Knob Creek 12 year. And I gotta move my books. Wild Turkey 12 year. All right. I have a feeling the Wild Turkey's it's going to have a rough time standing up to the proof points here, but we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, the Knob Creek is 100 proof too, so more people picking Knob Creek as they could find it, or the yeah. I mean, that's true. All right, so I have this is the knob, this is the turkey, and this is the I'm sorry, this is the knob, this is the jack. This is the turkey. All right, so let's go down the line here on the nose. Then after this, we'll get into the drummer's blind and see what Rebecca sent me. Oh, man, the Knob Creek is great on the nose. Oh, the Jack Daniels, guys. The Jack is just... I'll tell you what, on the nose, the Jack Daniels beats the Knob Creek. But again, you got to remember, butterscotch and toffee is like my number one thing to find on a whiskey. And Jack Daniels 12 has it in spades. All right, let's go with the Wild Turkey 101. 12 year. Oh, this is grapey, cherry, oaky. I'll tell you what, on the nose, I got to go Jack 12. The Jack 12 is ridiculous on the nose. Yep. Jack Daniels on the nose wins. All right, let's go to the palate. Knob Creek. Hold my... Oh, excuse me. The Knob Creek 12 just said, hold my wax. Damn. Over on how many pours before Jason falls out of his chair? Go. Well, I'm good right now. I'm feeling fine. I'm good. If I was going to fall out of my chair, you would know. Right now, I'm feeling okay. Remember, I've been drinking like 30 samples like a night, like the last 3 nights. So this is nothing. Ben H, yeah, this is the KC12 cast strength. This is the cast strength one. I figured I'd just throw that one in there, see how it did. The KC12, the 100 proofer, I actually think is upstairs. So I had to grab that one. Yeah, the KC cast strength is pretty good. But all right, so quick question in the chat. Knob Creek 12 year is might be one of the most underrated bourbons of all time. And go. Yes or no? What do you guys think? I think it could be. Nobody talks about Knob Creek 12 ever. You let me know in the chat. Is Knob Creek 12 that underrated? All right, let's go to the Jack Daniels here. Oh my God, it's so good, the 12 year. It's so good. Yes. Hell no, says James Lay. Yes, yes, yes. Dennis Rothschild says Old Fit. Dude, Old Fit 17 is delicious. Wow, a lot of yeses. We don't talk about we don't talk about Knob Creek. I think the whole Knob Creek lineup is underrated, to be honest. Clemson Football says no, I don't like it. Okay. I think Knob Creek 12, hot take, Knob Creek 12 is better than Knob Creek 15 and Knob Creek 18. I just feel that way. I really do. I think 15, the bottle that I got was like licking a tree. 18 I thought was better than 15, but I still think 12 is like the sweet spot for sure. If you like 12-year-old oaked water, it's great, says James. Like, really? You think it's oaked water? Well, this is the cast strength, which I think is probably a little bit more of a step up. You know what? The Wild Turkey, as good as it is, it doesn't hold up to these two. I think the Jack Daniel's 12 is the Jack Daniel. Oh, man. You know what? If this was the regular Knob Creek 12, I don't think it would stand. I think it would be the Jack Daniel's 12. The Jack Daniel's 12 year, guys, is so good this year. It is an absolute banger of a whiskey. And I hate to say it because it just makes it that harder to find for everybody, but it's the truth. Jack Daniel's hit an absolute home run with that 12 year this year. They really did. It is just butter, toffee, Jack Daniel's extract. It's 107 proof, but it doesn't taste like it's watered down at all. Joey P, is it better than ECBP? That's a really good question. I don't think so. Now, I will say this. I think Jack Daniel's 12 year could be better than some of the ECBPs, but the ECBPs that are special, like the C922 from last year, you go all the way back to the C9, the C918. I don't know if it would beat some of those, but I think more often than not, the Jack Daniel's 12 could take out an Elijah Craig barrel proof. It could. It's not as much oak, I think, as you get on Elijah Craig barrel proof, but I think there's more sweetness and flavor here in the Jack Daniel's 12. How's it stand up to Jacob's Well? Oh man, dude. You guys are gonna make me drink the shit out of everything. I'll I'll have to. You know what? That's gonna be the next double base. I will do Jack Daniel's 12 versus Jacob's Well. How about that? Because right now, I just I gotta do a blind flight here real quick, and I'm not gonna have enough of a palate to do it. So when it comes to these together, I'm gonna say Jack Daniel's 12 year, Knob Creek 12 year, and then the Wild Turkey 12 year on the back end of that. The Wild Turkey 12 year 101, I think it just doesn't have the proof to stand up, but what it does have is this really big depth of flavor. But when you put it against other whiskeys, it just kind of falls flat, unfortunately. And I think that's mainly because of the proof. So it's really not a fair comparison. I think the Knob Creek 12 and the Jack are a lot closer than the Wild Turkey 101 is 12 year, but still good whiskeys. All right. So real quick, because I'm gonna be doing a bunch of blind flights leading up to not this Friday, but next Friday. So Rebecca Page, she sent me such a cool blind. All these bottles are named after some legendary drummers. So this is Neil Peart. This is Keith Moon. This is John Bonham or Jason Bonham. I think she probably meant John Bonham. And this is Buddy Rich. So she took 4 legendary drummers and turned them into whiskey samples. So we're going to go through these now. I'm going to see if I can figure out proof, maybe try to guess distillery, and hopefully my palate's not blown out here, but we'll see how it goes. Replay of Jason falling. You guys want to see that one? This is what happens when you drink too much Elijah Craig barrel proof. I fell. I know you guys love watching me fall. It's fine. That is a classic. That's such a classic video. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So if you guys don't know that story, basically back then I had this old school lavalier mic when I was doing videos, and the battery pack for the microphone was on the floor. Basically what happened is I got up like this, and my left foot was on the battery pack, and when I put my weight down, my left foot just slid out from under me, and I went right down like a ton of bricks. That's just what happened. All right. So this is Buddy Rich. Well, that's pretty dark. Damn, Rebecca, what did you send me? That's pretty dark. This is John Bonham. It's not the fall, but you popping your head up and telling us you're fine. Yeah, I mean, I had to laugh. I think I stayed on the floor for like 10 minutes. It was amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Classic fall. Thank you so much. And the last one is Neil Peart. Jason, how would Woodinville Cask Strength stack up against those? I think Woodinville Cask Strength has such a distinct flavor profile. I'm not sure how it would do against those. It's definitely not nearly as sweet as the Jack Daniels is. So it would be, I think it would be a little bit of a challenge for it. So, John Henry, yeah, that's right, dude. Sure it did. The old, my foot got caught. My foot didn't get caught. It literally just slid out from under me. I literally almost did a split. I mean, forget it. I mean, it was not great. Yeah. So, all right. First one. Look at the color of this, guys. Look at the color of that. Look how dark that is. That is crazy, crazy dark. All right. Let's go to the nose here. Let's see how well I do. Oh, that's funky. This is sun-made raisins. Sun-made raisins in a box. Which makes me think this is either a sherry or port finish. I would probably lean sherry on this because it's so distinctly raisin. Wow. Man, that is funky. It's going to be hard for me to like figure out the proofs here tonight because I've just been drinking so much crap, so much high proof stuff. Yeah, it looks like 13 Colony Dark. I mean, that's got to have some kind of a finish on it. I'm going to guess sherry or port because of that raisin. There's like a raisin nuttiness to it. Oh, man, let's try this one. Here we go. Oh, wow. That is such a heavy finish. That's got to be... I'm going to go sherry on that. I think that's a sherry finished bourbon. I think it's a sherry finish. Yeah, it looks like 13 Colony Dark. Yeah, you're right. Totally. Man, that's got to be sherry. I'm thinking that's a sherry. I don't know. It could be Oloroso, could be PX. Those are usually the two that a sherry falls under. But when you're talking about those dark chocolate raisin notes, that's what immediately makes me think raisin. I'm sorry, sherry. So, all right. I'm not sure what that is, but I think it's a sherry finish something. I don't know what it is though, but it's pretty damn delicious. Not a super high proof. Maybe it's like 90. I mean, my palate is, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to say that's like 95 proof. I know Rebecca's watching. She could kind of check me on these. I know she sent me the key, but I'm just gonna kind of divert to her here in the chat. Don't tell me anything yet, Rebecca. I'm gonna go through all these and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I don't know. This is a super. The only bourbon that I've had with this much of a dense sherry is my Sherry pick that we did like 2 years ago. I haven't had anything this dense of sherry in a long time. I do think it's a bourbon finished sherry, I think. I mean, it even could be a rye. I don't know because the sherry influence is so dense. It's masking any part of the underlying whiskey that's there. So, all right. So, Buddy Rich is an absolute sherry bomb. Let's just say that. I think it's a sherry bomb. If it's not sherry, I'll be very surprised. All right. So, this is the John Bonham. Let's go to John Bonham. Let's see what we got. Wow, John Bonham is so different than than Buddy Rich. It's not even close. Could be Old Elk, maybe. Maybe Old Elk. This is very grainy. Grain forward. Not getting a ton here. Okay. That's weird. What is that? I've tasted that flavor before. Oh my God, Rebecca, what did you? That is, it's so reminiscent of something. I'm going to need another sip of that. That's so weird. Ah, that's going to kill me. I have tasted that exact flavor before, and I can't connect it. That is so weird. It'll come to me. It's an artificial fruit flavor that I get on that. Artificial, like, oh my God, is it Fun Dip? I think it's Fun Dip. Like powdered sugar, like fake sweet candy. What the hell is that? That is one of the weirdest things I've ever tasted in a long time. That's crazy. I've been looking at my regular Woodford Double Oaked in disdain for the last 42 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, but here it is. You guys should just write into Woodford and say, this is what you want. This is what everybody wants right here. It's a fake bottle, but that's what you want. That's what it is. It's fake sugar. I said sweet tarts before. I think that's what it's bringing me back to. I have no idea what that is. That is crazy. I do not know if I like it or I hate it. It's somewhere in the middle. Wow. Okay. I'm not sure what to think about that one. All right, now we're going to Keith Moon, drummer of The Who, an absolute beast behind the kit. Let's see what we got here. All right, we're getting back into a little bit of normalcy here. This thing is freaking bizarre. I don't know what the hell that is. Ooh. All right, I'm digging this. We should pick a day the M&J Army floods Woodford with this request. I do like that idea. Oh, this actually smells familiar. I think I know what that is. It's got like this this floral pickly note to it. I think that's a Four Roses. I think it's Four Roses. I'm gonna go with Four Roses on that one. I think it's Four Roses. I keep saying it. I think this is around 100 proof, maybe a little bit more, but I'm gonna say it's about 100 proof. It's got this extremely savory, pickly, rye forward. Yeah, whenever I get that note, I think Four Roses. So I think that's Four Roses something. Maybe it's a low barrel proof or like a low tier barrel proof Four Roses single barrel, maybe. Because it's very Four Rosy to me. When I get that flavor, I think Four Roses. Okay. Here we go. Where's the Danny Carey? Oh, that's a good question, Adam Hinson. Last one, the Neil Peart, This one should be amazing. Let's see what we got. I love this flight, by the way. Oh, this smells really good. This is very fruity. Very, very fruit forward. I smell sherry in this one too. This one's giving me the vibes that I was getting in the first one, but not as dense. Bourbon wrench. Need another pour. EJ, you didn't spend enough for him to notice. I'm sorry. Did I miss a? Did I miss? Oh, there he is. Did you miss a sample in front of the bookers? No, this is my reward. If this is the drummer flight reward bottle, she said. So I guess if I do good on this flight, I get to drink this. So I guess we'll find out what it is. This is really cool. Master Drum, I went with deceased drummers. That's why I know Danny Carey. Okay, she went with deceased drummers. Yeah, I'm getting sherry. Again, this could be a mix of sherry port. Look how dark this one, guys, is. This was another dark one. There it is. Another really dark whiskey here. Let's try this. I think that's finished MGP. I'm going to say finished MGP on that one. But that's good, though. But I think it's MGP finished with something. My mind's going to sherry, but I think it's because of that first one. I think the first one is so sherry heavy that, you know, I don't know what that could be. I mean, it could be port, it could be sherry as well. I don't know if I'm getting such a chocolate dominant note that I was getting on the first one. It's actually lighter. Maybe I'll say port. Maybe I'll go port on that last one. I think it's a finished MGP port. Bourbon. All right, so let's go through my guesses here. I'm gonna write them down real quick here, and then Rebecca, you could kind of let me know what's going on here in the chat. Rebecca Page, improvement bottle. I didn't bring that one down. I thought that was something separate. So this is what I have, and then I have your reward bottle. That's what I brought down. So all right, first one, I'm gonna say sherry finished. There's so much sherry in that. It's ridiculous. If this is not a sherry finished whiskey, I will give away. I'll give away a Wild Turkey 101 12 year to somebody in the chat tonight. If it's not a 12 year. I'm sorry, not a 12 year. If it's not a sherry finished whiskey, I'll give away a Wild Turkey 101 12 year. All right. I think this is a sherry finished rye. That's where I'm going. And I think I'm going to say 95 proof. I couldn't tell you. I can't even think of a sherry. Sagamore? But the Sagamore finished rye whiskey, I don't remember being that dense of a sherry. So, I don't know. That's going to be my guess. I'll say Sagamore sherry rye. That's where I'm going to go. Rebecca Page. So, the Buddy Rich, I'm saying, is a sherry finished rye whiskey, 95 proof. Don't say anything yet. I'm going to go through all these. Now, I'm going to the John Bonham, which I think is one of the weirdest whiskeys I have tried tonight. That is like some fake sugary orange. I don't know what the hell that is. She stumped me with this one. I have no clue what that bottle is. It's citrusy. There's like a mix of like citrus and grape. That is weird. I'm gonna guess I'll say 100 proof. I'll say bourbon. I mean, it could be rye. I don't know what the hell that is. That one has me completely stumped. I don't know what the hell that is, Rebecca. You got me with that one. Third one, I think I said Four Roses, and that is the Keith Moon. I think that's a Four Roses pick. I'm going to say it's a low tier, and I think it's like barely over 100 proof. I think it's like 100 and maybe 107, 106, somewhere along that line. That's where I'm going to go with that one. And the last one, you know what? Every time I go back to that one, Rebecca, just lie and say it's not sherry finished. If there's Dickel in here, I'm just gonna fall off the chair now. I'm gonna save you guys the. I'm gonna save you guys the. I'm gonna save you guys the anticipation. I'm just gonna fall off my chair if there's Dickel in here. I'm gonna friggin' freak out if there's Dickel in this blind. I said that this is finished MGP. I just can't figure out what the finish is. It could be sherry, it could be port. I'm going to go port. And as far as proof, I'm going to say I don't know. I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to say 100 proof. I'm going to play it safe on that one. There's some spice to it, so I feel like there's some good amount of rye in there, which is why I'm saying MGP. But it could be higher than 100 proof. It might be like 110 or something like that. I'm going to stick with my answer. I'll say 100 proof. So here we go, Rebecca. So I'm going to go one by one in the chat. Rebecca, you ready? So first one, Buddy Rich. I said sherry finished rye whiskey, 95 proof. My guess was Sagamore Sherry Rye. Rebecca, what is it? If it's not sherry finished, I'm giving away a Wild Turkey 101 12-year. Oh my God. Oh, what is it? Yeah, George Pickle. That's what I called it. No, I called it Forge Pickle. All right, what is it, Rebecca? We're waiting on her. Watch it be. Oh, dude, New Riff Sherry. I didn't even think of that one, Kenneth. Damn. I did not even think of the New Riff Sherry. It could totally be that. But I don't think it's too low a proof to be the New Riff one. Wait, what? Oh, I get to keep my Wild Turkey. 1776 PX Sherry Rye finish. Wow. Rebecca, what's the proof on it? I said 95. Do you know what's the proof on it? I feel like it was a low proof. All right, what's the proof on it? 92. I said 95. All right, come on, guys. I did pretty good on that one. You got to admit, kind of nailed that. I would have never thought 1776. That's James E. Pepper. You know, when you think of rye whiskeys, when you just think of whiskeys in general, it's hard to kind of, I don't know. That one's tough. All right, second one. This is the weirdo. This is the Bonham. This one I completely screwed up, Rebecca. I said 100 proof. I thought it was a bourbon. I have no idea what that is. It's weird. I don't know. Rebecca, what is it? Am I at least close on proof on the second one? I have no idea what it is. Isn't 1776 rye and Sagamore rye basically the same thing? I mean, Anthony, I think technically, but this 1776 has so much more sherry influence than the Sagamore. The Sagamore has sherry. This is like someone dumped a vat of sherry in the rye whiskey. That's how like crazy it is. Willet Estate? Is it the bourbon or the rye though? What do you think of that 1776? I know where they are sitting. Dude, I love it. It's good. Think Dr. Pepper when you smell the 1776. Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, I can see Dr. Pepper, dude. I mean, I just got pure chocolate. I got like Raisinets in that, like a box of Raisinets when you're at the movie theater, kind of hanging out, like just eating raisin, like chocolate covered raisins. That's what I got in that first one. So it is a bourbon. What's the proof, Rebecca? I said 100. It's probably more than that. What's the proof on it? Is it sub $40? What? Dude, if that rye from 1776 is a sub $40 rye, that's the like everybody go out and buy that now. That's ridiculous. 100 or 101. Oh, nailed the proof. I said 100. 100 proof. All right. The proof, the palette on the proof is still, or the proof on the palette is still doing very well, which bodes well for me in Matt Madness. Okay. Third one. I said was about 106, 105 proof, maybe a little over 100. It could be 110. I guess Four Roses, single barrel, maybe a low tier. Yeah, I'm saying Four Roses. All right, Rebecca, what is Keith Moon? What is Keith Moon? Oh, what is it? Is it Four Roses? Is it Four Roses? it's not Dickel. I don't think it's Dickel. What is it? Oh my god, the chat. She's making me wait. She's making me wait. Where is it? Rebecca! Where are you? What is it? You're killing me. Rebecca, you need to tell me what bottle it is, the proof, everything. She went she went to sleep. Oh my god. Drum roll. Where is she? She's killing me. Big Vic says M&J pick. It's an M&J pick? No, it's not. Is it? That's not our Four Roses pick that we did. Because that's like 120 something proof. That's not what this is. Didn't it post? I didn't see it. Where is it? No, I don't see it, Rebecca. Post it again. Paging Rebecca. Becca. Oh my god, Becca. Like, post the shit, please. Thank you. Killing me softly. Brandon Reeves, I do see what you did there. Wi-Fi down. Maybe her internet died. Yeah, Rebecca, I don't have anything from you here. Post it again. Maybe you put a dirty word in there and it didn't take it. Try it again, Rebecca. What do we got? Let me actually drink this again here. Nathan Jurgensen, you big jerk. He goes, never tell us. Yeah, I mean that's gotta be that's yeah, I mean she sent me the key. I could look up the key if she's having internet issues. I could look up the key. Let me see here. Some of my posts didn't go through. Oh, Christopher David, what's going on, man? How to keep Jason in suspense? I'll tell you later. Yeah, basically. You know what? Let me go to the chat in the in YouTube. Maybe it's there. Yeah, no, it's still not there, Rebecca. And the stream went on for 8 hours of pure suspense. I think that's what it is. She said Blue Run and got banned. Calling Becca Page from the bullpen. All right, let me go to my email. She sent me the key. Let me see if I can look it up here, guys. All right. So 4 sample flight. I think that's the one here. Is that it? I think that's it. You can't post a link unless you're modded. All right, let's do this. Is Rebecca trying to message me? I'm just curious here. Nope. Okay. I'm just going to look up the email, guys. She did send them to me. So we're just going to have to go from that. We're going to go to the key and find out what it is. I'm feeling bourbon good right now. Did I get shadow banned? I don't think, Rebecca, but we're going to go to the key here. So this is the Keith Moon. This is, it's a bullet single barrel. A bullet single barrel pick. Okay. So Rebecca told me about this one. And so Rebecca, if I'm correct, that should be like 104, 105 proof, right? So isn't it Four Roses? Like sourced? I think. Bullet? I don't know. That one's kind of is that Four Roses though? I think it is. I think it's Bullet. Oh shit, Rebecca said 104. I said 106. So I was off by 2. Okay. Yeah. It tasted like Four Roses. Okay. I'm gonna give a big check mark on that. All right, last one. Last one, Rebecca. Here we go. This is the Neil Peart, the greatest drummer of all time, in my opinion. Love Neil Peart. I said this was finished MGP in port, and I said I played it safe and went 100 proof. So I'm going to go to the key, and Neil Peart is, oh shit, Joseph Magnus 100 proof. Mic drop. Come on, guys. Give me the love. Give it to me. Well, the thing about Joseph Magnus, though, it's 3 different finishes. You have sherry, you have port, and you have what is it? Armagnac. What's the third finish? I forgot off the top of my head, but dude, nailed it. Come on. It's MGP. Yeah, that's That's finished MGP. All right. So if you're going against Whiskey Wimps and Dutch is going against me here in like a week and a half. Yeah, I think proof wise I'm dialed in. But when it comes to the other stuff, we'll see what happens when he sends me. But damn. Okay. I'm here for it. That means I could drink this. The Drummer Flight reward bottle, which I have no idea what this is. I don't even have like a clean glass here. I'm gonna dump this Willet. This Willet is weird. I'm just saying, guys. People that go crazy for Willet, all they do is wear sweater vests and eat, $35 tuna melts at Willet. And their whiskey is overpriced. You don't know where it's coming from. Some of them are amazing, but if you want them, you're gonna have to pay $8,000 for it. All right. So Rebecca, you're gonna have to tell me what this is. This is the Drummer Flight reward bottle. I feel like I deserve a reward here. Do you know how old the Bullet pick was? I don't know. Master drummer Rebecca Page requested the theme of the flight. Sherry Cognac. Good job. Bingo. Calls for an encore. Okay, so what's the theme of the flight? That's a good. So you have 1776. You had Willet. You had the bullet pick, and then you had this Joseph Magnus. What's the theme? I don't know, Rebecca. I'll guess everything is like 100-ish proof. Is that the theme? I can't. You had 2 finishes, 2 non-finishes. I don't know. I'm gonna guess like 100 proofish. Is that the theme? I don't know. What is it? Oh, it's all sourced. That's actually, yeah, that's true. It's all sourced. That's probably the theme. Is that the theme, Rebecca? Here's a hint. How did they compare to Jephthah? They're definitely all better than Jephthah. Oh my gosh. The reward bottle is kind of delicious. Wow. Rebecca, is the reward bottle George T. Stagg? I'm guessing. Is it George T. Stagg? How did they compare to Jephthah? Yeah, Rebecca. I mean, if your goal was all better than Jephthah, you nailed it. They were all better than Jephthah. The reward was that Booker's American Greatness Pre-Civil War. I'll try Revolutionary War. The Master Drum reward bottle hint: blueberries. Oh, this is the Joseph Magnus True Blue. What is it? What did she call it? This is the blueberry. The blue release from Joseph Magnus, the cigar blend. This was the True Blue cigar blend. This is one of the greatest Joseph Magnus blends that Nancy Fraley ever made. I think it's called like the True Blue or the Blue Note or something like that. Oh my God, yes, blueberries. This is. I finished my bottle, and I was so upset when I finished it. She sent me more of it. Thank you so much, Rebecca. That was amazing. Oh my God. Oh, that is. If I had more of that bourbon last year, that probably would have made my top 10 of the year. It's it's like the All Things Blue or the Blue Note, or I forgot what it's called. What Nancy Fraley did. It's not the Blue Run batch, thank God. But if you look up some of, I think it's like a 70 something or an 80 something. Yeah, the Darth Vader one is very good, but this is a dark fruit bomb. So yeah, wow. Everybody, big round of applause for Rebecca. Thank you for this amazing flight. I'm gonna keep doing some blind flights because I cannot wait for Matt Madness. I don't know what Matt's gonna send, but I feel like proof I'm on point. But you never know what Matt could send in a blind, so we'll see how I do. As always, cheers. Thanks for everybody for watching tonight. Love you all. As I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It is the people you share it with. So cheers to Rebecca. Cheers to all you guys watching. Next week, I will be traveling again. I think that's kind of my last travel date for a little while. So I don't know if I'll go live. I might try to go live from where I'm at on location. We'll see. But if I don't, I will see you the following week. So cheers. See you next time right here in the Master and Drum. Love you all. Take care. And thank you to Rebecca. This is ridiculously good.